Hello, my name is Boris. I'm a data engineer at Dataracity, and today I'll be doing the second video on the data modeling series. I'll be talking with a medallion architecture. So typically in a medallion architecture, there's three layers: bronze, silver, and gold. In our case, bronze would be ingestion, silver would be cleansing, and gold reporting. We call them by different names for more clarity purposes. Also, we've added a fourth layer, the orchestration layer. That's where all the pipelines are and the metadata associated with it. So, what objects do we have in these different layers or in Fabric specifically workspaces? Ingestion, we only have a lakehouse where we dump all the files and we store them as staging raw data. So there's no transformations, formatting, data type conversion, just the data as is from source. Then we go to cleansing. And interesting thing about the Fabric environment, it lets shortcuts, which are basically references from lakehouse to warehouse. So we take the ingestion lakehouse and we reference it in the cleansing lakehouse. So I can open it, show you. You can do a new table shortcut, and basically you can take any tables from any lakehouses or warehouses you have set up. So obviously in this case we would take from the lakehouse ingestion because that's how we're doing our medallion architecture layering. Um, so in our lakehouse, we also have a warehouse. So then when we bring in the data from the ingestion into the cleansing lakehouse, we can reference it in the warehouse for our different procedures we do: cleansing, data type, handling. So yeah, in the cleansing, we usually do the minimal cleansing activities, data standardization, data type handling, no complex business logic, aggregations, no joins. So yeah, just simple stuff. And then we have the reporting. We also have a lakehouse and a warehouse. We use the lakehouse again to reference the data from the cleansing warehouse. So we have the cleansing warehouse in this reporting lakehouse, and then we reference that data in the reporting warehouse. So what we do is we usually use store procedures or written in TSQL. So we do incremental loads in the cleansing, then we build our dimensions in the reporting along with the fact table and all the store procedures associated with it. So how does a general view of the architecture look? Um, This is the data we consume, the general entry point, and then it goes into ingestion, cleansing, and into the reporting, in this case, the data model. So this is different subsets of it. For demo purposes, we only have two here, but in a real-time situation, there would be much more subsets. So there could be a product, sales, warehouse, production, and yeah, so many subsets, all of them going through the same layers of ingestion, cleansing, and the data model. Now, what do we have in the fourth layer I mentioned, where I said we have the pipelines and its metadata for executions? Well, we have different objects for ingestion. So for ingestion, usually can be used, the data flows can be used, and also the notebooks. Data flows are a bit more user-friendly, easier to maintain, um, better, might be suited for might be better suited for less data if there is less compute needed. But notebooks are good as well in certain situations, specifically if we need a lot more compute power, the Spark engine utilizing multi-parallel processing and stuff like that. Currently, we are on Dataflows, and we have found them that they are pretty good to use and easy to log with. So when we make a data flow, we take from the source and then we put it, the destination we put in the lakehouse ingestion. So the lakehouse ingestion we have, if we look at the back end of it, this is lakehouse ingestion. We put all the tables, which are the Delta format here. The data flow Gen 2 outputs Delta format tables, which can be queried by SQL and Spark. So that is the advantage of the lakehouse, that the format is Delta tables, which is a high optimized table format that can be queried by SQL and Spark. And then we use our lakehouse cleansing to put the lakehouse ingestion tables in it, and then we reference it in the warehouse cleansing. So here we are in the warehouse cleansing. This is a typical store procedure we do that is an incremental load. And we're doing this for the product table. Basically here we take the latest natural key and we take the watermark field and we just say, give me the latest row based on these two fields. And then we insert only incrementally, only those rows that do not currently exist in that table. Here's the source we take from it and the left anti-join logic. We also have a dim hash value that we later use in the dimensions to compare. So if any of these descriptive fields have changed, we insert a new row with the new value. But yeah, this is the core of the cleansing, basically minimal transformation. Sometimes we do data type handling. We always do the data type handling, and then sometimes we do some different standardizations, minor cleansing, some mapping maybe, but never joins, never. We don't do aggregations. We don't do business logic here. And yeah, why is this medallion architecture so good? Because all of these layers are so separated that they can easily be accessed, easily be worked on. It's really good for scalability, maintainability, but most importantly, just air handling. The ingestion is not mixed in with the business logic in reporting. It's the reporting is not mixed in with the cleansing logic. And so it's all separated and very easy for overview and just overall to work on. So yeah, this is how we handle the medallion architecture. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.